Some economists are warning the Australian economy could fall into a damaging recession following 12 interest rate hikes. Joining us live now is Brendan Rinn, partner and chief economist at KPMG. Brendan, really appreciate your time. Thank you. How precarious a position do you think we're in? Do you worry a recession could be on the cards?
Look, I think it's pretty difficult to say, only in a sense that today's GDP numbers, for example, are a little bit weaker than what we thought they were going to be, coming in at 2.3% year on year compared to our forecasts of 2.4%. We had been anticipating the economy to be pretty slow and anemic over the next 12 months anyway. And what that means is it doesn't take much to get a bit of a shock in one quarter or even 2 quarters that would result in the economy falling into a technical recession. I think the point to make, though, is, and we've been saying this for some time, with the economy slowing down as rapidly as it is, particularly from a consumption side, the facts are that most people out there are going to feel that the economy is very weak. And so whether it's in technical recession or whether you've got flat growth or a bit up and a bit down, doesn't particularly matter. What's going to matter is how it feels to the average punter out there, and it is going to feel weak.
As we've been reporting, there's been a bit of debate over the impact that recent decisions on wage rises for the lowest paid have had and will have on inflation. What's your analysis on that front?
So the Fair Work Commission 5.75% increase, this is actually a little bit less than what I thought it was going to be. So if you have a look at the Fair Work Commission's decisions over the past 20 years, really what they've come back with is CPI plus a bit that was based on the March quarter CPI. And so March quarter CPI was 7%. So I actually thought the Fair Work Commission would come up something in the high 6 to 7% range. So at 5.75%, what that's doing is actually locking in real purchasing power reductions for the lowest paid in the economy. And so it's unlikely to add too much pressure into the economy in and of itself. However, when you add the wage rises that are coming through the public sector, which is now outperforming wage rises in the private sector, then the combination of that nearly 3 million lowest paid workers in the Fair Wage Commission, another 2 million workers who work in the public sector, then you're getting something like 40% of the labour force getting substantial or quite reasonable pay increases. And so that's why the Reserve Bank's clearly concerned about a wage price spiral. And the facts are we're already in one. It's just not as large as what they were historically. But the mere fact that we're already moved from a goods-based inflation growth agenda to now a service-based inflation growth agenda means that we're in a wage price spiral.
Okay, looking at the rate hikes, 12 in the last 13 months, when can we expect that to actually flow through significantly to the housing market? I mean, nationally, the latest data out suggests that property prices are only rising.
Yeah, so look, I think the property market is surprising many economists, including myself. I had thought that we wouldn't see the bounce that we have seen. And I think that what that shows is that the other factors that influence short-term prices in housing, such as population growth, wages growth, stock increases, are all overpowering the increase in interest rates that we've seen. Now, what we're also seeing is that monetary policy, we know works on a lag basis, but absolutely it's working on a two-stage basis at the moment, because there's still a large proportion of Australian mortgage holders that are enjoying incredibly low fixed rates. And while they're starting to roll off at the moment, they're not going to really start to accelerate that roll-off until the September quarter of this year. And so we're not going to really see the full effect of that historic interest rate rises to date within the housing market until the start of the third quarter of this year. And then it's going to roll out over another 12 months. So there is some economists out there talking about the fact that what we're now going to see, really is like a dead cat bounce in the housing market And I think that that's probably true.
Brendan Ryn, always appreciate you making the time with your analysis. Thanks so much.
No worries. Thanks very much.